Good morning. Oh my word, I am 5 minutes late. You know why? Well, first of all, because I had to get my coffee, and second of all, because I could not figure out how to go live. Yeah, day 4, and I couldn't. I feel like it was easier the past 3 days, so I'm not really sure what changed or what happened between yesterday and today in the Facebook settings that made it more difficult for me to go live today. So I obviously am Shanna. You've been here. So welcome to day 4 of the Commit to Thrive 5-day challenge. That is a tongue twister. I am trying not to talk loud because, again, my son's asleep, my husband's asleep. Oh my goodness gracious. If you're anything like me and you get up before everybody else in the house and enjoy that quiet time, then you understand the importance of being quiet, of being careful not to step in that place on the floor that creaks, or to shut and open doors very quietly. Um, so if you're like me at all, then you know, like, it's important to be quiet in the morning to guard that alone time. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. I am praying for you. I am praying so hard for you. And you and I can have a good cry together very soon because I'll be right there with you. Um, so in the challenge, yes, Anne gets me. Yes, 100%. Um, so in this 5-day challenge, it is all about how. Did you just hear my stomach growl? It growled so loud. Um, this 5-day challenge is all about choosing to thrive during this time when there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety, a lot of overwhelm and confusion, and all kinds of things going on that are outside of your control, outside of my control. And so my focus is, what can I control? What do I have the potential to impact? And if there's nothing I can do to make a change, then I'm not going to focus my energy on that. Um, I'm not going to worry. I'm going to choose not to worry about things that I can't change, I can't do anything about. I'm going to focus on things that I do have control over. So on day 1, I talked about habits and all about building and building new habits, choosing new habits to focus on, and how you can use habit stacking to create new habits. And I put in here a habit tracker. It was for the 5-day challenge. Um, and I don't know if I've uploaded like a weekly or a monthly habit tracker or not, but I can do that too if anybody is interested. Um, Day 2 was, you can choose what you consume, and that's media, TV shows. Um, your social media feed is huge. Like, you get to choose who you follow, so you get to choose what shows up in your feed. If you want an awesome, encouraging feed, then make it that way. Unfollow, unfriend, hide, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Um, Consuming, and that in food, you choose. Like, you are making a conscious choice whether you say that you feel out of control or not. You are in control of every bite that goes in your mouth, of every sip that you take. That is all in your control. Yesterday, I talked about thoughts and choosing thoughts that are true or potentially believable and also helpful, beneficial to you to go in the direction that you want to go. And sometimes, and how thoughts create our feelings and feelings drive our actions. And again, that's the whole basis of my coaching business too, for weight loss, for anything. So that was thoughts. And today, that brings us to self-care. And so many people hear self-care, and I think I kind of did at first too. And you think, I don't have time for that. That's so selfish. I have a family I need to take care of. I have all of these things that I need to do. I don't have time to go get pedicures and manicures and whatever. My stomach is still going crazy. And I'm really like, I don't even feel hungry. That's weird. Anyway, so self-care. And again, when we think of self-care, our minds, I think, automatically go to the manicures, pedicures, massages, vacations. And I believe that the most important form of self care is at the basic level, making sure that you're taking care of yourself at the most basic level. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, Shauna. I'm so glad you're here. And Anne, yes, yes, yes. Um, so taking care of yourself at the most basic level is the most important form of self-care. And then when you're doing that, when you're taking care of those basic needs, when you're feeding your body properly, when you're hydrating, when you're getting enough sleep, and when you're taking some time to rest and you're moving your body, you're taking care of those basics, then those other things, massages, pedicures, manicures, whatever those are, that's not self-care. That's luxury. That's bonus. That's, I enjoy doing that, so I'm going to do it. But it's not what you need. When I hear people say, oh, I just need a pedicure. I just need a massage. I just need a vacation. If you're feeling like you need those extras, it's because most likely you're not taking care of the basic needs. You're not getting the rest that you need. You're not taking time out to enjoy things that you enjoy doing because you're too busy taking care of everything else and everybody else. So to me, self-care is, yes, Chris, it's filling your tank first. You can't pour from an empty cup. I post that often. 100%. When you get on an airplane, everybody's heard it. When you get on an airplane and they tell you they're going through the whole spiel and the oxygen mask, they pull that down and show it to you, and they tell you, put on your oxygen mask first before you try to help other people. Because if you're not getting oxygen, it's going to run out and you're not going to be able to help people if you can't breathe. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our bodies. We have to take care of our minds so that we can be the best for other people, for ourselves and for others. So what does it look like during this time? So one of my favorite things throughout 2020, and I actually started using it in 2019 for accountability groups, but Marco Polo, like, we're being told to socially distance, which I do not like that term at all. We should not be socially distancing. we should be physically distancing. We should be keeping our distance physically from people to stay safe, to keep others safe, and all of that good stuff. But we should not be socially distancing. We should be socially connecting. And one of the most amazing tools for that is Marco Polo. It's an app you download on your phone and you record. You can have one on one groups or you can have big groups, and you record a video of yourself talking to the person or to the group. When they get a chance, they watch your video and then they can record a video back, and you get to see each other's faces and facial expressions. You get to hear each other's voices and the inflections, and it is a great way to stay connected. And I know people are like sick of Zoom meetings and all of that, but Zoom, it's a great way to stay socially connected and to maintain friendships and just to see each other and talk to each other face to face in real time. It's like what a gift that is during this time. Can you imagine, if this were happening even 15 years ago? It would have, like, I think tech, I'm going to show my age. 15 years ago was 2005. I was texting by then, but we didn't have the video capabilities that we have now. So I think it's very important to stay socially connected. Because if we're not seeing other people's faces, you feel more and more isolated, and we don't want to feel isolated. We want to create connection and feel connected. Reconnect with old friends, people that you haven't talked to for a long time. Reach out to them and reconnect with people through Zoom, through, send a text first, send a Facebook message to kind of start that connection again. Like, who's somebody that you're like, oh, I love that person. I love talking to that person. And we just don't talk because we're both so busy all the time. Great time to reconnect with people. Another form of self-care, and let's see, Jen wakes up at 5 a.m. and walks a mile with her hubby. He goes to work, and then, yes. So Jen's getting up butt crack early, as I like to say, and goes for a walk with her husband, and then he gets to work for the day, and she continues her walk and feeds her mind with podcasts. Unless she's listening to the murder podcast, then she's just doing it for enjoyment, which is amazing. You need that before she wakes up her 4 kids. So Jen appreciates being quiet in the morning. Good morning, sister. So another form of self-care that is super important is having boundaries. And we've all heard that word. You've seen the book. It is so important to have boundaries for yourself. And boundaries aren't about controlling other people. Boundaries really have nothing to do with other people. They're all about you, taking care of you, self-care. What do I allow and what will I not engage in? So, and boundaries look like, oh, Chris, I love that. Chris is going to send out Christmas cards this year. That's amazing. What a great way to connect with people and to feel connection and to do something that it's kind of a lost art form. I don't know. I wish I was better about doing stuff like that. So boundaries is, if this person does this thing or doesn't do this thing or says this thing or doesn't say this thing, what is my response going to be? And it's not telling somebody you can't do that or you have to do this. It's if you do this, this is what I'm going to do. So if it's, if somebody talks to you in a way that you don't, that doesn't feel right to you, if you talk to me like this, I am going to leave. And then you leave, because that's self care. That's taking care of yourself. That's doing what is best for you. And it's not about controlling other people, it's about making the choices for you to take care of yourself. So boundaries are super important. Um, yes, Monica. Yes, yes, yes. That's on my list. So Monica considers her daily planning for food and water and movement part of her self-care. 100%. That is and I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the video, Monica, but that's the foundational self-care is the most important part. If you know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the foundation of that triangle is basic human needs: food, water, shelter. And then as you progress um, up the triangle, then you get to the learning and self-actualization. But you can't have those things without basic self-care. And just like if you're not taking care of yourself on the Katie, if you're not taking care of yourself on that basic level, then really the manicures and pedicures aren't self-care. Um, it's buffering. It's escaping. And there's nothing wrong with manicures, pedicures, massages, vacations, whatever. There's nothing wrong with those things. But if you're taking care of yourself at the basic level, then those things become more enjoyable and they don't feel like I need it to escape. Katie, I love that your Peloton rides are self-care. I'm so happy for you that you have a Peloton. I really am. I just want one so bad. But I am choosing self-care in not spending money on a Peloton, because that is not on my list of items right now. But I love, love, love that you have a Peloton. Um, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, Chris. Acknowledging feelings and processing them is self-care. Yes. Feeling your feelings is self-care. When we go to food and we go to drink and we go to shopping or binge watching TV or whatever, that is avoiding your feelings, which just prolongs them. Feeling your feelings is self-care. Chris's little grandbaby went home to Tennessee today, and Chris is feeling sad, and she's feeling a lot of feelings. So allowing herself to feel those things, acknowledging, of course I feel sad. Of course I miss them. I love them. If I didn't miss them, it would mean that I didn't love them. So of course I miss them. Of course I feel sad. And that's the 50-50 in life. We have positive emotions 50% of the time, and we have negative emotions 50% of the time. And if we didn't have the negative emotions, we wouldn't even recognize the positive ones. And negative we have negative emotions um, for a reason. And it's okay to feel them. It's okay to give yourself permission to feel them and to recognize, why am I feeling this way? I'm feeling this way because Ellie left, and I'm thinking about how much I love her and that I'm going to miss her, and I feel sad. And I'm going to allow that. And I'm going to sit and cry today, and I'm going to get on Marco Polo, and I'm going to talk to my friends about it. Um, Monica, actually, we are getting pictures taken today by one of my amazing friends. We're going to go do pictures because Benjamin's leaving tomorrow. So maybe I will do Christmas cards. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. I can do that. Sister, I would love if I had a Peloton too. then we could like compete with each other or whatever you do when you have a Peloton. I don't know. And oh my gosh, if anybody's likes the Peloton or whatever, John Christ has a super, super funny video about the Peloton. And I guess my son just told me that there's outtakes from that video. So I have to go watch the outtakes. It's pretty funny. I would totally be that person if I had a Peloton. John Christ. Um, what else? So the foundations of self-care that I talk about and that Monica talked about. Katie should buy me a Peloton, Chris. You're right. Oh my gosh. That's on my Christmas list, sister. Um, my foundational self-care is the four basics plus moving my body 30 minutes a day. So I get at least 7 hours of sleep, and I actually get 8 hours of sleep because I need sleep. And that's part of self care too. Knowing what you need. What do I need to operate at the highest level possible? What are my needs? Being aware of that, paying attention to that, and then giving yourself those things. Carving out time in your day for the things that you know that you need. That is self care. So I encourage you sit down and journal. Like, what would my ideal day look like? What do I need? I know for myself that I need time alone. I need time where nobody's talking to me, where nobody needs anything or wants anything from me, when I'm just alone. I need that. If I don't get that over a period of days, I start feeling it. Um, so being aware of what you need, like make a list. What are things that I need to feel better, to do the things that I want to do? If you need alone time, schedule in alone time. That's my morning time, is my alone time. I know nobody's going to bug me then. Well, except when my mom is here, but she doesn't get up quite as early as me. I love you, Mom. Um, so and I have always, when my kids were little, they got up so early every day. So I got up an hour earlier so that I had that time to myself. No, JP is not on Facebook, but he knows. JP is actually surprised that he hasn't bought me one yet. I think everybody's surprised I don't have one yet. Look at that self-care, self-control I'm demonstrating. I do deserve one. So my self-care is I get the sleep that I need. I drink half my body weight in ounces of water to hydrate my body. I plan my day ahead of time, but most importantly, I plan my food. And that has been through my weight loss journey, something that I have incorporated into my life that makes a huge difference and also has a ton to do with all the mind work that I've done. Most of the mind work that I've done has come through my food planning and following my plan and recognizing my hunger signals. So I plan my food ahead of time and follow my food plan. I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm satisfied, because self-care is I'm using food to fuel my body, not to cover up or to avoid feelings. And I move my body 30 minutes a day. And like days like today, when I know it's Saturday and I have some things scheduled, and so I have to plan out, okay, when am I going to get my workout done? And what time did I need to get up to have my alone time today before I got on live, before people started waking up? So thinking ahead, planning ahead deliberately. What do I need? What time do I need to get up if I want to do my morning routine and there's other things coming up? So planning ahead is self-care. Being deliberate, choosing things ahead of time is self-care. And rest. Get rest. In the Bible, Jesus took his when they before they fed the 5,000, I think it was before they fed the 5,000, and they knew the crowds were coming. Jesus took his inner circle. They got on the boat and they went away to rest, to prepare for the things that they were going to have to do that day. Jesus got up early in the mornings and he went to the garden and prayed. He needed his alone time with the Father to be filled up and to get that rest to take care of himself. Um, have a good day, Chris. I love you so much. Yes, Kapishka. Kapishka self-caring on the east side with sunshine. Nice. Again, self-care. If you live in the Pacific Northwest and you are not taking vitamin D, please consult your physician and then take vitamin D because we need it. Self-care. What do I need to operate in the best way possible? And then do those things. So you get to control how you take care of yourself. Okay, Katie said something I wanted to look at. Yes. Oh my gosh. You guys, when we are tired, like we have this baseline of being able to manage things. Like we have this baseline. And when we get stressed, we're like, you kind of go up from the baseline and you're stressed. Then you kind of get over it and you're back at the baseline. When we're not getting the sleep and the nutrition and the hydration, we're not getting the things that we need, we're operating in a higher level of stress. So then when things come along that stress us out, then we're getting even higher up. Our baseline's way down here, but because we didn't sleep, our baseline is up here. So then things that would have only brought us up to this level, we're up to this level now because we don't have the proper sleep. We're not hydrating. We're not fueling our bodies properly. So that's a really good point. When things are like at this level, like what do I need to do to take care of myself so that I'm not being so affected by my thoughts about what's going on. So sleep is so important. Yeah, when you're feeling like I can't handle this, sleep is a good thing. Rain is a good thing too. That's a song. Okay, I have been on here for 28 minutes. Holy smokes. So, self-care. Habits, what you consume, how you think, what you think, self-care, all in your control. All of the other stuff that's not in your control, as Elsa would sing so eloquently, let it go. Focus on what we can control, what you can do to thrive at this crazy ending to this crazy year, and then continue on into 2021. I would love, so tomorrow, honestly, I don't have a topic. So I would love if you have questions, if there's anything that you would like addressed or discussed, comment in the group or send me a private message, text me, DM me, whatever it is. I would love to hear what you think. And if you have questions or anything that ideas for topics for tomorrow of what's in your control, if you have something that maybe I haven't considered, I would love to hear it. And I'll come up with something. Don't you worry about it. But I would love to hear from you also. Okay. Have an amazing Saturday. Feel your feelings. Recognize why you're feeling what you're feeling. And allow yourself to feel it. And then when you're ready to feel a different way, choose a different way to think. That sounds so easy, right? It's so simple. but it's not easy. Um, and I would just love to hear from you. Have an amazing day, and I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what time tomorrow. Probably around 8:30ish. I'm thinking in the morning Pacific time. Okay. I love you ladies so much. I'm so glad you're here. I hope this is helping. I hope it's making even a little bit of a difference, just to bring awareness to, okay, yeah, I can't control that, but I can control this, so this is what I'm going to focus on. Like, that's the main point. Okay, I love you. Have an amazing day. And reach out. Let me know what you're thinking.